Hello guys, so today we will look at state and hooks in React. But before we get started, let's just fix some warnings here. So inside console, you see that a child should have a unique key prop. So let's go to the navbar list. So here we are actually getting this mapping this list here. So React needs to know which list uh, it is. So if we do some kind of updates on this list, either deleting or adding those lists, okay, so we will give a key prop. This is JSS property here, that will, and it should be unique, so I will just do item.name because name here is our unique. So now that should do it. So if I reload it, you see there is no warning here. Also the button itself here is not centered, so let's just make that center as well, and let's go to button here. I'll just say display to inline flex, okay, and then justify center items center. Okay, so this will take care of it. Yeah, now this is center. Okay, so up until now whatever we have created is completely static. That means the function itself is only called once. So let's look at here in the input. So uh, this component, yeah, let's just do some console.log uh, hi I am input function. Okay, so this input function is only called once, so no matter what we do, it never gets called. Okay, so to make sure that we actually call this uh, input again and again, so we need to know the concept of state and how this re-rendering of component works. So before we do anything, so let's just uh, give an on change property. So this event actually works. Okay, so this is just like a normal JavaScript. Let's just give a function here, the reference to the function. Okay, handle search input. So let's just create an arrow function. Let's just say handle search input. This is my arrow function, and yeah, this is an HTML event, so it received an event here object. So let's just uh, console this event inside the target property. Let's get the value. Okay, so if we see this function itself runs one, and whenever we try to give type those input, you see that inside we can actually see it in our JavaScript. So this actually runs, but the whole component itself only runs run once, right? So what if you want to display that in the UI itself? So we need to render this component again. That means we need to call the function again. This input function should run again. Okay, and to do that we need to introduce the concept of state and hooks. So state is a variable that we internally React manages, and every time the state changes the function gets called again. So this state is actually local, so if we use it here, so in order to use this we need to helper function. So this is a special function. Use state is a hook. Okay, so this will actually return us an array of state and a function. So since it returns an array, we can actually destructure it using array destructuring, and here we can actually type the initial value of the state or anything. This is the empty string for now. If we don't do anything, it will be undefined, and we can give the name of the state. So first item is this state, name is search input value, let's say, and another is the function that updates the state. So set search input value. Okay, so every time the this state changes, so this function will get called again, and to change the state we need to use this method. So whenever we type this, so let's just say instead of consoling it, let's just say set search input value, and we change this to event dot target dot value. Okay, now we are changing this. Okay, that means now we actually call now let's see if we can actually see this now. Let's just reload it. So it is Now it does gets initialized at it gets called at first, and that's fine. So now if we type it gets called again. So hello. So every time I do a change, so the whole UI itself is rendered again and again. So it's 17 times that the UI has been rendered. So now that means we can actually display this value here inside our UI. So let's just wrap it inside a fragment here, just to check it. Okay, we will later on fix this and not use it, and let's just check it. So here I'll just create a header. I'll say class name of text white. Okay, text white, and just to see that just call this search input value inside our UI. So you see, every time I type it, you can see that in my UI the function gets called again and again. Okay, with the help of that helper function, the set that returns the use state hook that gets it. Okay, so that is one way to achieve this rendering. So another way that this component gets rendered is if you're expecting some kind of props and that prop changes. Okay, so if the prop that changes, then the function search input function would be uh, rendered again. Okay, so those two things we need to keep in mind for now. Okay, so yeah, while it's fine to have this inside our component inside our UI, so we don't want to render this based on every changes. So that's actually quite a load on the UI itself. So we only want this to run once, and we want another way to grab the value. So we will look at the another hook that will help us do that. So let's just remove this for now. Okay, I'll just remove uh, everything here for now, and even the change one. So let's just you see the another concept, another hook, use ref, and what it does. So ref is a JSX property that gives reference to the actual DOM. So I'll just say this is search input ref, and I'll just call this hook use ref hook. Okay, so this if we say, okay, so we don't need this now, let's just remove this as well, and yeah, it is fine. Okay, so if we say, if we see this is a JSX property, if we give a reference to this search input hook. Okay, sorry, this is JavaScript, so we should write search input ref. Okay, so now if we console that log search input ref, this will and see this will be an object that has a current property, and inside current property there is everything that HTML element has. Okay, so we can actually get the value, we can actually get default value, we can see disabled, so all these things we can actually get it. So let's just get the value, current dot value. Okay, so yeah, so you see, if we see on the console, if we load it again, and okay, yeah, so this one source input ref, so this one, let's just say on key down. Okay, so let's just give an event here on key down. Okay, and also let's just say handle search function. I'll create a function here, and I'll just handle search. Okay, there is some error here. Okay, so here if this will get an event. Okay, just say event if event dot key. So if we press an enter, okay, if event dot key is equal to, okay, this is enter. Okay, now we can simply console.log search input ref dot current dot, now we can actually get value. Okay, so this is actually grabbing the value directly from the real DOM rather than the React virtual DOM itself. Okay, so let's just see, and if we reload it, now this is fine. If we hit enter, so we can actually get that value directly from the DOM. So that's handled by this real DOM itself. Okay, so that's one way to do it, but you see, I don't want to make this component messy, so this component should only have this thing, this JSX that it returns. So I don't want anything here, so I will just remove this, and let's see how we can actually lift this state thing off. So this is not a state, this is just a reference how we can actually reference to our custom component. Okay, let's see. So we need to remove this one as well. Okay, is this fine? This is working. Yeah, so let's just go on our banner section. So this is the banner section. Okay, so this is the banner section here. So let's create let's import the hooks. Okay, so whatever we are importing, so I'll just put it on the top. So this custom import, I'll put it on bottom. So use ref. Okay, and from use the React, and that's it. Okay, and yeah, let's just use it. So to use hooks, we will use it on top of our function. So let's just say search input ref is equal to use ref. Okay, and search input ref is equal to use ref. And yeah, so now let's just keep a reference to our custom component. Okay, so this is my search input. So if I say ref is search input ref, so the thing is that we cannot actually, okay, so you might be wondering that one way to grab this is to receive as a prop here, and inside this search input button I will receive this ref as a prop, and then you keep this ref is equal to this the prop that we received, right? And that should work. But the thing is, you see that ref is actually not considered as a prop. So in order to pass this ref, we need to get helper function here. It's called forward ref. This is a very higher order component. Okay, so I don't have internet right now, so let's just quickly get my internet here. We look at the forward ref. So let's just reload it, and let's see what forward ref is. Okay, so if you are passing this ref, okay, to our custom component, then we need to wrap that component inside a forward ref. Okay, and here it receives not only the prop, the second argument should be the reference. So how we're gonna do this is we need to import the forward ref from React. So it's a constant named import, okay, from React, and we are sorry, this is spelling mistake. Forward ref, so this one we need the help of, and now we need to wrap this entire component inside the forward ref function. Okay, so this is a function, and yeah, the entire component, and now this takes props, and the second argument is the ref itself. So now if I do this, and this will probably work. Now you see, yeah, forward ref function. Okay, so did you forget to use the ref parameter? Actually now, no, this is fine. Let's just say, yeah, this is how it is. It is actually not seeing this one. Okay, the function, oh okay, so this one is just a prop, so this shouldn't be object. Okay, I just, and the second parameter, it should be the ref. Okay, yeah, sorry about that. Okay, so if I load it, yeah, now that's fine. So how am I gonna grab that in my banner component? Okay, so inside a banner component I need that to access. So let's give an event of on key down. So as you can notice, let's just say handle key down or something like that. Okay, as you can notice here, let's just create a function as well, const handle key down. Okay, so you cannot just write this JSX event, this HTML events inside these custom components, but you need to pass it as a prop. So yeah, this is a mistake here. So what we need to do is we need to grab the prop, but but passing the prop every time can be hassle. So I want you to know about how we can actually spread the props. Okay, so let's go to search input, and whatever we write, then we will receive that as a props. Okay, and we want to spread it as a prop. So how I do this, we'll do dot spread operator and then props. So that means whatever property and value is it will be like this. It will be in this syntax. Okay, so you will receive that in this syntax. So just doing this will work. So now we don't have to pass it individually every prop that we create. Okay, so it will just gets passed in as it is. So this on key down will just pass in as an on key down event in that input. So now we can actually grab it from here. That means we are expecting some kind of event, and then if there is an event dot key and is triple equal to enter, then we want to, let's just say for now we want to console it. Console what? We already have the source input. Now ref, yeah, this one. Instead I'll just current dot value. Okay, so this will actually, now let's just see. If I click on hello and if I press enter, you see now we are actually getting it. So now we also learned about how we can forward that, and we are just grabbing this value directly from the real DOM itself. So that's it. And let's say we want to alert what user clicked it. Okay, you clicked, you typed, and we'll use this template literal. We will use backtick operator for this string if you want dynamic value inside the string. So here we will write JavaScript code, and that's the search input ref dot current dot value. Okay, and if I say hello and if I press, yeah, you see you typed hello, right? And that's fine. Now my search button should work as well. So if I click on search, something happens, so it should work as well. So you know that it button can give an on click property here. In our custom component, let's just create an on click property, and let's just say handle search. Okay, this one will handle our search, and if there a function called handle, let's just create it at top. So let's stop here. Const handle search, doesn't matter where you put it, you can put it there as well. I'll just put it here. It's just my preference. So yeah, and as you notice that this on click property won't work because this is a custom prop inside our custom component. So we need to do that, the spread. We need to spread the props as well. So in the search button we expect some kind of prop. So where is it? Okay, so we expect some kind of props, and we need to now spread it using the spread operator props. Okay, and yeah, now that on click event will get passed on. So whatever we type will get passed on as it is. So inside the banner here, it's the handle search, and now yeah, every time user on clicks it, we just have to alert, and I'll just copy this. Okay, alert this one. So let's just say, and handle search is not defined. How about I gave it? Yeah, just it is fine. Yeah, it's fine, right? If I say hello and if I click on it, it says you type hello, but you see that we are actually writing the same code again and again. So this is redundancy that we don't want to do that. So instead what we'll do is, if event is entered, I will just simply call this handle source function. Okay, so we already have the handle source function, I'll just call it. And yeah, I think that will avoid writing the same code again and again. So now if I see, if I press enter, yeah, if I say sir, and if I just click on this search, now that works as well. So now we actually saw how component gets re-rendered, and we actually introduced some hooks and how we can actually use those things. Now we will actually use those, and now we will not clear the value here, and because we will be using navigation to redirect this and all those things, and we will start dividing things into pages, and we will also go through these routers and stuff like that as well in the next maybe in coming videos. So let's see what we will do in the next video. I will just will continue from here in the next video. So thank you so much.